Hello everyone, welcome to CFC Fan TV. Now me and Rory have just been reminiscing over our best moments against Barcelona. The game is now fast approaching. We've all been waiting for it. I'm super excited for the game. It's going to be a really nerve-wracking game. I always get nervous in these sorts of games. They're a fantastic team and our form hasn't exactly been the best this season, so I have been worried at times, but we've started to pick up a little bit of form now, so let's just hope that it goes the way we want it to. Rory, looking forward to the game first off?
Can't wait. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. This is why we're football supporters. This is why this is what it's all about. Playing one of the greatest teams that the world has ever seen at Stamford Bridge, under the floodlights, European nights at Stamford Bridge. There is nothing that excites me more. And I don't know if I'm insane, but I'm feeling weirdly optimistic. I'm trying to channel all of my positivity into this fixture. And yeah, can't come soon enough now. A few days to go.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'm not as confident. I've said to all you fans in recent games that I just can't predict this one. I really can't predict it. I don't know which way it's going to go. It really all depends on how we turn up in these games. And I think if past results are anything to go by, we do seem like the team that, I don't know, wants it more, has more heart in the game, I suppose. I know a lot of, what did Messi cry when he...
Messi, yeah.
Messi apparently cried.
Messi was crying in the dressing room, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's more of a personal defeat rather than, a team effort, being honest.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now we're going to go through our favourite moments playing against Barcelona. Rory, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I think... We have, there's a few moments to choose from.
They're all good.
There's some really good ones. I mean, the 3-1 at home in 2000 was a brilliant one. Obviously, Sophie's going to come on to talk about something incredible in a moment. So what I'm going to talk about is slightly different. I'm going to talk about what happened in 2005 when we played Barcelona at home and the game finished 4-2. It was one of the most epic encounters that football's ever seen at this stage of the competition. It was so exciting. It was exhilarating. We won 4-2. John Terry scored what turned out to be a winner, and Ronaldinho scored one of the greatest goals that the competition has ever seen. I remember being in the ground at the time. It was vibrant. It was really loud. People were believing that we could win it for the first time in a long time. We actually believed that we could lift the trophy that year. We were doing so well domestically, and we came up against this wonderful Barcelona team. And the game will forever be remembered. For me, it'll be remembered by John Terry wheeling away, celebrating, going crazy. I think Ricardo Carvalho had done something very sinister to their goalkeeper to stop him getting the ball, which I'm a big fan of the dark arts of the game. But the overriding memory, and I think it's important to acknowledge just how, we're all very tribal football fans, very loyal to Chelsea, but sometimes you have to hold your hands up and just say that was an incredible thing to witness. And for me, it was the greatest performance I've ever seen at Stamford Bridge from a non-Chelsea player, and it was Ronaldinho. I remember when he scored that goal past Petr Cech. Petr Cech, best keeper in the world at the time, didn't move. He stood there completely baffled by what had happened, and Ronaldinho picked the ball up on the edge of the area. I think Makaleli was around him. I think John Terry was coming out. Ricardo Carvalho was certainly coming out and was very aware of it. Carvalho seemed to come forward and was aware of a nutmeg. So he kind of came out, but was coming out very gingerly, worried that Ronaldinho was going to put it through his legs and run round him. And Ronaldinho just did the impossible. He just did a little shimmy, faded one way, and then toe poked the ball into the opposite corner, and the ball went in. And there were minutes, it felt like what were minutes, nobody knew what happened. The whole ground was silent, and then you just could hear a very faint, raucous noise from the opposite corner as the Barcelona fans slowly deduced that the ball had ended up in the back of the net. But it was one of the greatest things that's ever happened in the Champions League, one of the greatest goals ever scored, and I was there for that, but ultimately Chelsea went through, and that game will live with me forever. I think I went out celebrating, I was very young at the time, went out celebrating and got home about 3 days later. It was one of them. It was good.
A story that was.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then my favourite moment will obviously be back in 2012 and the lead up to us winning the Champions League. That game, I was meant to attend, and what happened is I only had 60 days left on my passport, but something went wrong and I thought I couldn't go. I thought my passport was invalid. So I was like, oh, okay, great. So I didn't go in the end. I stayed at home with my mum. And we were watching it on my laptop, my very old laptop, because my mum didn't have Sky. And the laptop kept freezing, and it was really, really annoying because I was only picking up little bits and bobs of the game, and the first half was sort of self-explanatory. You know, I thought the minute Terry went off, I thought that was...
It's Alexis Sanchez, wasn't it?
I thought that was it. I just thought, what on earth's going on here? I don't know whether he meant to do it or he didn't, but, you know, either way, I just thought, you know, all the odds are against us here, and the goals started flying in for Barcelona, and I was just there like, oh, great, we're going to get absolutely hammered 5 or 6-0 here. And then, you know, I think a lot of people's memories of that game will be Torres' goal, which we'll get onto in a minute. But Ramirez's goal for me, was it Frank Lampard's assist? Beautiful. Was my favourite goals, alongside Michael Essien's goal in the other Barcelona game, which we won't talk about. We won't talk about that. But that goal really kept us in the game, because I think that goal gave the whole team the spirit and the heart, like, to think, okay, we actually are still in this and we actually could win it. And I don't think Barcelona expected it. I think they just thought, oh, well, that's it now. I think that's part of their problem. And then towards the end, you know, I think I looked up online earlier, we only had like 28% possession in the whole of that game. And to do that away from home, at Barcelona's home ground, is almost unheard of, I think, really. And then when Torres' goal went in, I was on my laptop and I saw him running with the ball. My laptop froze and it unfroze itself just as the ball was like rolling in the back of the net. And you could sort of hear the fans. And I remember after the game had finished, the pundits were all saying... the fans are still here, because they always lock you in the grounds. For those of you that haven't been on a Euro away, they lock you in the ground for like an hour or two after that. They locked all the fans in, and everyone was still singing. And my mate Dan is in lots of videos with his shirt not on. It doesn't look well. It looks all right, Dan. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. But yeah, it was just a fantastic game, and I think if anything was written in the stars, and I think even pundits were saying it at the time, it was probably that game, that if we can do that then we surely were going to go on and win it, and we did. So it's just a fantastic memory to have, I think.
I completely agree. So they are our two most favourite memories against Barcelona. Can we make another one? Can we make something else that we'll be talking about in years to come
They're always interesting, aren't they? They're always going to be interesting games. You don't know what we're going to do. You really don't. I mean, if we're going on our form this season, then it's looking unlikely, but you just don't know. I mean, even that year, we were underdogs, I'd say, anyway.
Oh, massively. We can do it, that's for sure. But guys, hope you enjoyed us taking you down memory lane. Why don't you do the same for us? Let us know your favourite Barcelona memories. Anything, anytime that we've ever played them. Comment below, let us know your favourite ever Barcelona interaction. Come on.
Yay.